I mean, this is the topic that I would say any business people or any associates looking at this right now, whether you just join us, you have joined us for a while now, and more importantly, with this understanding, whatever I'm going to cover here today, it's going to give you a very high level overarching picture of the whole compensation plan and why is it so powerful. And this is actually to equip all of us so that we can actually share this piece of information with people by sharing with them, an opportunity that they don't want to miss. I mean, we have a very strong basis with science and technology, with a lifestyle business that wraps around providing this incredible global platform, but nothing beats once you actually understand how you get remunerated. And this is really a topic that I always hold very dear to my heart, and how I want to actually keep it simple so that people will understand that the effort that they put in today is going to pay them massively, as they build this in months, in years, and even decades to come. Because literally, we built something with that strength and stability, we will be able to hand this over to our children's children's children. Okay, so now pay attention here, because every time when I talk about the whole concept, to people, when I share with people, I always ask people, now, I'm sure there are many things in their mind as they actually look into it. So do all of us, right? So one of the key things that I think people, after looking at this, they're going to say one thing: can I really make the money? How can I make the money? Where's the money? And all that stuff. And which is why this topic is so important for us to master. And if you want to build a business, you better know how you get paid, right? How much and what is the potential? So if people really ask that question, I will always ask this next question to them: how much do you want to make? Because ultimately, if they don't even know how much they want to make, how are they going to put in the action? So I will ask them, how much do you want to make? Now, of course, they said as much as possible, or I don't know. Okay? And in fact, you see, I first talk about active and passive income. Now, most people out there, they always talk about, oh, you got to build this because that's for passive. But you see, they forget that they have to put in the active work eventually to derive the passive income as well. So the active work and also passive income. Okay, that's how it is. And we will have it here. Now, a lot of people who is maybe holding a job, they have only active income, right? Because the moment they stop working, they will not have the income. So what we have here really is so amazing is that, in fact, this is in this industry, and why this is so powerful, people put in the active effort in the beginning, right? A short period of time, and build it so that eventually they will derive the passive income stream. Now, once you understand this, there's also this one-time and recurring. Every time I love to ask people, do you want a one-time or recurring? Some people will say one-time. Some people, in fact, a lot of people will say I want recurring, but I'll put it out there. Won't you want to have both, right? If you have an opportunity to have both, why don't you get both? So over here in MaVie, we also have the opportunity to get one time for every effort that you put in, and then building, an organization, building a distribution channel to create that recurring income, okay? So how do we actually get this one-time personal effort? It's all direct bonus. We group that under direct bonus, or over here we call it the MiV. So this is every time you make a personal sales or whatever, you actually get a one-time for your effort, and that's it. Now, we are not building this business focusing on just direct bonus, because this is very limited and it's all restricted to our own personal effort, okay? Now, how do we actually really ultimately want to build this? This is all about team effort, okay? Team effort is all derived from all our team bonuses, and that create this recurring income stream that we build for long term. So in MaVie right here, we actually go by the calculation of this thing called commissionable volume. In short, we call it CV. Now, everything that we do in this company, all right, everything that we do generate from all these things that listed here, it's going to provide us with some CV. So what are they? DNA tests and reports. This is actually every time when someone actually ordered the test and report, there is a CV generated. So we actually make money from that as well. And of course, we also have subscription, right? Subscription, either people paying the monthly subscription or even annually if they pay the annual subscription. All this generates CV as well. Now, of course, some people say, why do we have subscription here? Now, this is actually the perfect business model going forward for many, many different industry as well. If you look at the gym, the country clubs, they all collect subscription. Not just that, even our app on the phone, they are now switching into subscription model, right? Even software company out there are all switching into subscription model, because that actually helped to actually build a base of loyal customers, people who actually fall in love with this concept, and they will always be there. And the company actually built this community around it. So every time when there's a subscription, it is a CV generated. Of course, with all these reports, as we actually have, that we actually also provide personalized skincare, hair care products, and even supplements. Now, this is literally kind of a gelling agent for our entire business. So all the CV generated, this is so incredible, because I've seen companies out there, even I've been part of companies that actually probably just look at one of the 5. Now we have all 5 that is all CV generating. For us as associate especially, this is very critical. Now, how do we actually generate this recurring? Now, I'm not going to focus on too much on direct bonuses, because direct bonuses is a one-time, every time you do it, you get it. It's very simple. But the whole concept of why we are building this business is really because eventually we want to create this massive recurring income, all right? And the company actually has broken that down into 3 different payout plans for us. Now, I'm going to go through these 3 groups of payout plans, and you will understand the power and the significance of our compensation plan in here in MaVie. Okay, the first one is called team bonus. Now, team bonus is actually very simple. We use, some people call it the binary concept. Some people say the 2-team structure. We call it a team A and team B. Whatever it is basically we are given 2 teams the moment we set up our account. We have a left team and right team, or team A or team B. So the company will track all the CV, all the volume generated every single week. And they will take out the percentage of 10% from the small volume. So what it means here is that while the 2 teams are generating the volume, no matter how much that organization create the volume, the company will take out 10% on the small volume, okay? Now, of course, even if $1 is generated, you get 10%, all right? So that is the power of this. There is no minimum that you have to actually build a volume on. Anywhere that is, as long as it's small volume, you actually get 10% of that. And the beauty of this is that the company has made the calculation that they are able to pay us up to $100,000 per week, US dollars, per week, $100,000, okay? And that means if you can actually work that out to the whole entire month and you cap it out every week, that's actually a massive 400,000 US dollars per month. That is incredible. Just on that alone, I think many people will be very happy. Am I right? So now here there is a cap. Why is that a cap? Because now every volume generated, the company put a cap on any account that can make a maximum amount on, okay, on that 10%. So the company can't pay perpetually without a cap. All right, so here is why this is sustainable, one point. Now, how does this really work? Now, I want to focus a little bit and give us some scenarios here to take a look so that you understand how massive this could be. And it takes time to build on it, okay? Now, it's all about duplication. Duplication is the key to create a massive organization, a massive team, all right? So I'm putting in some assumption here, like every customers contribute a minimum of 40 CV per month. Okay, I think that is very doable, right? Every time, a minimum, let's say we assume that a customer contribute 40 CV a month, all right? So it takes time as we build on this team A and team B, right? So let's say we have, and this is actually just purely based on the team bonus, okay? No, think of it that way. So if you build 10 customers on 40, that's 400 CV generated, right? If let's say you both teams generated, yeah, every month you make about 40 bucks, on passive. Every time when that happens, you get $40, okay? So that is actually, well, it's a small amount, but it is the concept that's going to be powerful. Now, what if now you actually grow to a customer base of 100 on each side? And when that happened, all right, of course, I'm saying this just as an illustration. And you understand this, that is actually a passive income of $400 US every single month. Once you actually have that group of customers that actually spend a minimum of CV every month, okay? And of course, if you're talking about the next one, what if you have 1,000? You grow an organization of 1,000, you get $4,000 US every single month. I would say that beats a lot of people monthly salary. Am I correct? So this takes time to build. Now, think of it this way. This is like 1,000. That's 2,000 customers in total. I came from an organization that I've built over 7 years that has over 1 million customers. So can you imagine what we are talking about here? Now, if we want to actually go out there, and we are the pioneers right now building this for the global market. So it's in our mind. It's our mindset, like what Namsa said, right? It's how we actually position ourselves. And if you look at this is just 1,000. What if you have 1,000 people and they actually spend not 40, but average spending of 100 CV a month? So this is mind blowing. So we are not stopping at 1,000. What if you have 10,000? That's over 1 million in each of the lakes that is being generated in volume. So you see the power of this? Because once you understand the significance of how this is going to benefit all of us here, and with that cap of 400,000 a month, that anyone who put in the fair share of their own effort to create that activity right now, and you derive that passive income in 3 years, 5 years, or even 10 years later. Now, even if it's taken us 10 years to build a business that generate 100,000, don't even say it a week, let's say 100,000 a month. If it take us 10 years, 1 decade to even build that, consolidate that volume, and happen every single month for the rest of our lives, do you think it's worth it? So that's why this is powerful, guys. Once you understand this, you have to also understand that over here, how this is being paid out. Okay, we have 14 ranks in total, and then you can make a team bonus the moment you hit the second rank called LQA. Now, a lot of times people need to understand this, right? You have to be active associate in order for you to make all these commissions. It's just like paying a rent. You know, if you have a retail outlet, if you don't pay your rent, maybe you can not pay 1 month or 2 months. But if you continuously not pay your rent, I think you won't have a business. Am I correct? So over here is the same. As an associate, you have to be mindful that every single month, right now, you have to actually maintain $25 US, then make sure that your account stays active. On top of that, you need to also have 25 PCV, which is personal CV. Now, this PCV can come from your personal or from a pure customer's purchases, okay? So that's how this works. Once you understand this, the volume is there for you to actually make of that 10% on the small volume link. Now, this is capped, like I said earlier. Once you actually qualified on the different ranks, every week there is a payout on different ranks at a maximum cap of each rank, all the way up to the highest rank at LGP 3-star, where that's the 100,000 per week as the cap. Okay, so once you understand this, it just takes time. It's just a matter of time that we actually build up the volume. Okay, so this is one. And the next one, it's actually called the matching bonus. Now, this is really powerful, guys, because now people looking at the team bonus saying that, oh, you pay me on a small volume. What about the big? Now, that's where we come in with the matching bonus right here, whereby the company says, regardless whether it's your big or your small volume, whether it's your left or your right, it doesn't matter. As long as you created your personal organization, your enrollment tree, where we call it. So every single person that you actually kind of enroll, that actually start building this with you as your team, and every volume that grows, whether they are left or right, they all can actually contribute to your matching bonus. Now, what does that mean? the company actually pay out 10 generations of 5 to 10% on leadership matching bonus. That is to say, they will pay based on each of the leaders group that is generating an income every week, and the company will match whatever they are making 5 to 10% on 10 generations to pay you as individual, because you create those leadership group. So that is uncapped over here. Why? Because the company is not stopping us from just creating 5 groups, 10 groups, 100 groups, or even 1,000 groups. Now, I had an opportunity to build an organization before with just the lowest rank of leadership has over 17,000 groups. Now imagine, now you have an organization of, let's say, just 100 of them, and 100 multiplied by 5% of whatever they are making on a weekly basis. I tell you, that is really, really insane. And we have it here to reward on duplicating leadership. Okay, how it works, I'll show you in a pictorial form, and you only get to receive matching bonus once you hit the rank 5, which is the lifestyle executive, LE, we call it. Okay, so once you understand this, the first group is actually your G1, generation 1 at 10%. So that's LE. The moment you hit your rank 6 LSE, the company will pay your generation 2 leadership group every week, whatever they are making 5%. And same thing, as you progress up the different ranks, all the way to the highest, you can tap 10 generations of 5%. Okay, now what exactly it means and how does it look in a pictorial form? This is called the uni-level payout. Okay, so where one line is one line of sponsorship, let's say we only look at line 1. So all this becomes your G1 as long as no one there is a LE rank 5 and above. So everyone here that actually make an income every single week, the company will take out, or not take out, they actually match whatever they are making 10% and pay it to you as well. Okay, so the company match their income 10% on your G1 and pay it to you. So once anyone in that line, for example, become a rank 5, that person is still your G1, so you still take the 10% match on whatever that person is making. But now whatever below that person becomes your G2. Make sense? So it could be a group of people in your G2. Now, everyone that makes a commission on a weekly basis, the company will take out 5% to match and pay it to you as well. So that's what it means by a matching bonus. Now, this is huge, and this is very stable and rock solid the moment you grow a huge base of leadership. Okay, so this is no caps, like I said, because there's no stopping from how many lines that you can actually create. Now you can see here that we actually have kind of put in the graphic 7 lines. 7 lines, but it's unlimited lines. So you can actually sponsor 10 lines, 50 lines, 100 lines. It doesn't stop there. So every single line is actually a line of income for any one of us here. Right? So that's why it's unlimited streams of income of generation 1, 10%, generation 2 to generation 10 at matching of 5%. That is huge. And this is just incredible. Okay. So I don't know, for the team bonus, are you blown away? And if it's not, with the matching bonus, you know that you have a rock solid compensation plan supporting us growing this business forward for global market. Okay. So now, that is not enough. The company still want to actually give us a global pool. Now, this global pool is really, really massive and very, very good for all the leaders all around the world working together as one big family, one big team. Why? Because regardless of whether they are part of your organization or your line of sponsorship or your enrollment tree or not, as long as the company is creating all these volumes every single week, the company will take out 1% to pay out to rank 9 to rank 14. And they will also take out 2% every week on the CV and pay it out to the rank 12 to rank 14. So that is also uncapped. So really it depends on all of us globally, how we grow this market all over the world. Okay, how do we actually bring in that volume all around the world? So once you understand this, once you actually hit the rank 9 LGD, right, this is the start of the global leadership pool share. So how it works here is that 1%, the company will take out that 1% every single week, all right, and pay out and share it among the people in the rank 9 to rank 14. No caps. And once you hit the president level, that's where you get to share the presidential leadership pool, all right? And that's how you actually get the 2% globally, right? Rank 12 to rank 14. So if you're in this rank, you will get the 1% to share and the 2% to share. So this is massive with no caps, okay? So now with that understanding of three major groups of how we create a recurring income stream for all of us, this is so exciting. Now, I just want to close off by saying that this is the ultimate goal for all of us. Now, you have two teams. All of us has two teams, all right? A left team and a right team. So the ultimate goal here is to really to go out there and think how big a global distribution channel that you want to build. And with that global distribution channel, what is that CV per month that you want to generate? Now, I put a blank there because it's all up to us to fill in the blank. You want to do 10,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million. It's really up to all of us how much we want to do. So every time when that happens, we get paid on team bonus, matching bonus, global pool. So once you understand the whole concept here, there's no limit. The sky is the limit. So let's work together and build towards this tipping point. I love to share this picture and this graphic because it shows just one dot. Any one of us out there, put us anywhere as we start sharing this information from 1 to 2 to 10 to 5 and to 100 and to thousands and then to hundreds of thousands all over the world. And that's how we become a global brand. Now, this is our first birthday coming up. After 1 year, we have lots of things that we have learned as a company, as the corporate, as the field leaders. Every one of us are learning and growing this baby together. So this is our first milestone, 1 year anniversary, first birthday on MaVie is coming up, in Bali. And I know that even with whatever I'm sharing here, there's a lot more enhancement, updates, exciting development, and all this announcements going to be announced by our CEO, founder, Mr. Abud Barakat, together with the corporate team. The corporate team right now is working round the clock. They are working really hard, everything to be able to actually make us really excited out of this event. And I can't wait to see and meet all of us, right there in Bali as we celebrate our first birthday. So really, we are here, very honored to be partnering up with all the global leaders from all around the world, making this happen. So we know that we are building something for our children's children's children, okay? So let's go out, rock the world, make life only better for each and every one of us here, okay? So thank you so much.